Okay.
That life is doubled. These ultrasounds have a tremendous impact on the mom. Many of these young women have been fed a lie about how this is just a blob of tissue. This is nothing more than like having your appendix removed. They see that ultrasound and see that baby and hear that heartbeat. The chances of them going through with the abortion is lessened, and the possibility of that baby surviving is doubled. So this is what we're asking you to do. Your gift of $28 provides one woman seeking an abortion a free ultrasound, and that gives that mom the opportunity to choose life for her baby. If you give $140, that provides 5 free ultrasound sessions, etc. So maybe you can sponsor 5 ultrasounds. So here's the number to call. Any donation, folks, would be welcome to Preborn, I'm sure. You can give $10, that's fine. Somebody else gives $10, somebody else gives $10, that's one free ultrasound. Here's the number to call, 877-616-2396. That's 877-616-2396. You can donate online at afr.net. You will see the information right there, dead center, when you go to afr.net. You can click through and give that way. But if you want to call, the number is 877-616-2396. Again, this is the annual campaign with American Family Radio and Preborn. $28 provides one woman seeking an abortion a free ultrasound. We hope you will consider giving. All right, Chris, let's go back to the news.
Well, we need to go over several things involving President Trump. I'm going to have to remind myself to stop saying President-elect Trump. He took the oath of office yesterday. He is now officially President Donald John Trump. And one of the things that we need to take a minute to acknowledge and discuss here is an event today at 3 p.m. Central. President Trump is going to deliver remarks at 3 p.m. Central today and deliver what the White House has been calling or referring to as a massive infrastructure announcement. Details are few. I have been Googling since the beginning of the show, Trump infrastructure, what's Trump announcing today. I cannot find details. But the administration has been saying all morning that they are making a big infrastructure announcement. I actually have a soundbite here from Caroline Leavitt. She's someone we're going to hear and talk about a lot for the next few years, perhaps. That's because Caroline Leavitt is the new White House press secretary. Whether or not she defers people to agencies and circles back, we'll find out. But Caroline Leavitt was on Fox this morning. And in this soundbite I'm about to play, she begins by talking about her new role, but she says in the middle, towards the end of the clip, that Trump is going to speak today, and we're going to hear from our new president. So let's do clip 12.
It's me, but my binder is in my brain because I know President Trump's policies, and we have truth on our side at this White House, but I can confirm that the American people won't be hearing from me today. They'll be hearing from the leader of the free world once again. President Trump will be speaking to the press later this afternoon at the White House, and we will have a big infrastructure announcement. This man is already doing more in less than 24 hours than his predecessor did in 4 years. Yesterday was a historic day for President Trump. He signed 42 executive orders, memorandums, and proclamations. He took more than 200 executive actions, on top of giving 3 speeches throughout the day and then attending 3 balls late into the early hours of the morning this morning. And he's already off to work again. And so the American people have a leader who is delivering on the promises he made to them. President.
All right, so a big infrastructure announcement. Fred, I got to say, is for as much as the Democrats have talked about infrastructure over the years, the money they spend and then get nothing done. I'm talking about billions spent to try to increase the number of charging stations across the country. And then after a couple of years and billions of dollars set aside, the 6 or 7 charging stations. I mean, just absurd levels of inactivity and incompetence on the part of the Biden administration. Donald Trump, we've said this, Tim is the one who kind of coined this phrase. at least as far as I know, in terms of my very small circle of people that I know. He said the man is a force of nature, and he is not going to be taking naps and falling asleep during important meetings with world advisors and world leaders. He's going to get stuff done.
That is right, and he will not mislead the American public. You remember the Inflation Reduction Act?
Oh, my goodness.
Which had nothing to do with reducing inflation.
It was about the Green New Deal.
Yes, it was. It was all about the climate change agenda of the far left. I'm very curious. Caroline Levitt, who you just heard there, she's a little bit coy about it. She didn't want to get ahead of the president, as she said. So we're all kind of wondering if it's going to be maybe a partnership with the private sector. Chris, you had an interesting theory.
Yes.
About involving Mr. Bezos.
What is that theory, Chris?
Well, a couple of years during his first term, one of the things that Trump was pushing for in the way of an infrastructure deal was to have Amazon and some other big tech companies that we're all starting to use more and more actually pitch in and be involved in public-private partnerships to build things like roads and bridges, make repairs. So I was curious as to whether or not that may be what we're talking about, because interestingly enough, among the hundreds of people there yesterday for the oath of office, standing in that crowd with various legislators were billionaires, including Jeff Bezos,
right,
Tim Cook of Apple, and the current guy that heads up Google, or Alphabet, whatever I'm supposed to call it. And I just found it very interesting.
Mark
Zuckerberg was there as well. So I found it very interesting that big name billionaires that were there.
And I have Sundar Pichai. Yeah,
I didn't want to Mississippi-ize his name.
You don't want to do what I just did.
Yeah, Trump is going to deputize the oligarchy.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what Bernie Sanders and some of these others on the left. Rachel Maddow went nuts over the fact that there were billionaires there. Listen, I don't have a problem with billionaires. I have a problem with billionaires who spend their money in an attempt to undermine our republic.
Oh, you're talking about George Soros.
George Soros.
Who was just given the Medal of Honor by Biden.
Yes. And now listen, I was also upset with Mark Zuckerberg, and I kind of agree with what Abraham Hamilton III said. He said, I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg. I'm taking kind of a wait and see. I have a wait and see attitude towards Mark Zuckerberg, because his Zuckerbucks during the 2020 election, many people could argue, was instrumental in pushing votes towards Joe Biden.
Yes.
I'm not sure it was necessarily in an illegal fashion, but so I don't have a problem with billionaires as long as they support the ideals, the founders' ideals about our country.
Yes.
So, but people like Rachel Maddow, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders said he was concerned. Joe Biden, in one of his final speeches, talked about the oligarchy and said that they were a threat to democracy. Everyone's a threat to democracy to the left, except the people on the left who were actually a threat to democracy.
Yeah. Well, when Zuckerberg was doing, as you just outlined, Joe Biden didn't have a problem with Zuckerberg spending money that way.
There wasn't an oligarchy then, was it?
No, it wasn't. As long as these billionaires are supporting the left-wing agenda, Biden and company don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, you know, the hypocrisy on the left, and admittedly, conservatives can be hypocrites too, but the hypocrisy on the left, when the Biden administration was trying to get the social media platforms run by these billionaires to do its bidding, to crack down on contrary opinions on COVID, on the Hunter Biden laptop, on all these kinds of things. They didn't mind the billionaires then. They didn't mind social media. Now they're squawking because at the inauguration, President Trump has some of these billionaires standing. They had a front row seat. There's no doubt about that. And for the people listening, I understand the average person is not going to get invited to those kinds of things, but These are individuals, Elon Musk, haven't mentioned him. These are individuals who have accomplished things in the past and could help the government in a private-public partnership maybe get some things done. I'm willing to take a wait-and-see attitude on that as well.
Well, I think, too, the reason you saw these billionaires, these, the social media types, Elon Musk is involved with so many different things. I think it's part of a revolution of sorts that's going on in this country right now, particularly amongst those kinds of individuals. They see that the country is in a different mood.
Yeah.
It is, because of Joe Biden.
Right.
Our sovereign God, I think, had to allow us to see a manifestation of the far left agenda.
Yes.
We all have seen that over the last 4 years. We saw an administration willing to literally lock up the people they don't like.
Yes.
Who have a point of view they don't like.
And your political opponent to keep them from running.
Yes. So these guys saw that, and that is why the LA Times, was the LA Times owner there yesterday too? I'm not sure. Remember, his paper refused for the first time to endorse a candidate.
Right.
Likewise, the Washington Post, Bezos we're talking about, refused to endorse a candidate. There is a revolution of thinking amongst the entrepreneurs of this country. I'm not saying they've all turned conservative in their political views.
And certainly not on their social views.
Oh, no. However, they are looking at the country where it is right now. The election gave us a very clear picture that there is a realization that this country, the vast majority of people, do not want this country moving further to the left.
Right.
They want a pendulum swing back to something where the people are still in control. This is what Donald Trump represents. He's a billionaire too.
Right.
But he is a guy, he's not taking a salary. He didn't take a salary in the first term. He's not taking a salary this time. I really do believe Donald Trump wants to make America great again.
Yeah.
It's not just a phrase.
Right.
I really do believe that's what he wants. That's why I'm really curious to see what this announcement's about. I've got a feeling, I may be proven wrong, that it's going to be a partnership, perhaps, with the private sector to do the things that need to be done. Build bridges, whatever the case may be. So I'm really curious. That'll be at 3 o'clock our time this afternoon.
Yes. Biden bragged about how I got infrastructure done. And a politician bragging about getting infrastructure done is like a parent saying, I feed my kids. You should do that. But Trump was really trying to get something done. He never did his first time in office. This would be something that would kind of one-up Joe Biden. And for people that just need a basic definition of infrastructure, we're talking about the basic physical or organizational structures and facilities, buildings, roads, power supplies, things like that.
Yeah, I would even say access to the internet,
Mm-hmm.
In rural areas.
Starlink.
Yeah, those kind of things. So, by the way, I was a little bit surprised that the president, I know this is Elon Musk's his prodding, the president in his speech yesterday promising to put men on Mars.
Yes.
To land on Mars, which it seems to me to be a profoundly complex undertaking. I have no idea how much it would cost. I'm not sure that's the best idea at this point in time when people are having a hard time making ends meet. On the other hand, this is the way people like Elon Musk create incredible drive forward incredible technological advances. A lot of the advances we had technologically in our country came from the space program in the 60s.
Yeah.
Well, did you see Elon Musk did a little dance
Yes.
when Trump mentioned that yesterday?
Yeah.
I mean, Elon Musk is this great thinker.
Yeah.
He is. Yes, he's got lots of money.
Yeah.
And he can take his thinking beyond concepts into reality. But I think we're in for a very exciting time over the next 4 years.
Yeah.
It could be, since we don't know and I can't find confirmation.
Let's speculate.
It could be something in the way of Panama Canal or Greenland, because we heard a lot about those things leading up to yesterday's events, and he actually mentioned the Panama Canal in his Inauguration Day speech, where he said, quote, we're taking it back.
Yes.
We'll see.
And in my opinion, he implied, he didn't come right out and say, he implied something about Greenland when he was talking about, I mentioned this yesterday, manifest destiny and raising our flag over additional lands. I just thought, is he hinting at a deal with Greenland?
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be our 51st state.
And let me go back to something you said, Fred, about the fact that the country got to see firsthand what the left's list of
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, like about 2 weeks ago, I came in and
Free membership?
yeah, and Adam, I spoke to Adam. That time, that was
Okay. Oh yeah, it's because they
yeah,
expired.
yeah. I like the premium one, the top one.
This is for, that's what this is
Yeah.
for. It's only for the phone. What's a good phone number for you?
945-248-1604.
And a good email?
Yeah, EPH RATAH 2020 at gmail.com.
And the card you want to use today.
Yes, I'm gonna use my.
It's just gonna charge you a penny just so we can have your card info.
Okay, so next month's gonna be different price, right?
It'll be the full price, yes sir, of the $34.99.
Okay, can I have a receipt?
Yes sir, I got one here for you. If you do want to cancel, it'll tell you how to do that here on the receipt. You just go to our website.
Okay, good. Okay, so this is my receipt. Okay, this is my
Actually, let me
receipt.
trade you.
Oh, okay.
That's one for you.
Okay.
Yes sir.
All right, thank you very
Good to
much.
go. Of course, we'll see you next time.
All right.
Have a good day.
Know what he was signing.
Yep.
We're just putting these in front of him while and he was signing away. We would have lost the Republican case. The state would have expanded beyond all measure, and the cities especially would have degraded and become a burning inferno.
And one more point. I believe the United States of America lost its own.
Yes.
That administration was on the very verge. a year as of 2022. And what does the United Nations believe in? Globalism. You know, this is why I say another 4 years in the Biden administration, the United States would be gone.
Yeah.
As a sovereign nation, it would be gone.
Yeah.